Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Thursday, the 14th of March. This edition is from the home office, and let's kick it off with S&P 500. The top and reversal pattern, bearish engulfing, still intact. Market hasn't closed above its peak, so we are still in this top and reversal pattern. It hasn't been confirmed by breaking below 5,057. That is the key level to break first. You can say first indicator of that scenario to play out if it's break below the lower rising trend line, but 5,057 will be the key support. Nasdaq 100, more or less the same picture, also bearish engulfing, top and reversal pattern still in place. 17,808 is the key level to look out for there if it does break below that, and especially closing below, and that's always the most key thing to watch out for. It's a close below. European markets, on the other hand, are fairly strong. I would say they are taking higher. We have EUROSTOXX 50 taking higher. There's still massive divergence on the RSI, but I think we can move higher. We are now above 5,000 on the EUROSTOXX 50. There is room to higher. We don't have any resistance levels. We even reached 200% of this. So stick with the trend and stick with it as long as we have EUROSTOXX above the rising trend line here. DAX also higher, above 18,000. Touching this morning, just a little bit peaking above. We're hovering around it at the moment. Also quite stressed, as you see. The strength indicator is not really 100% confirmed this, but again, trend issue friend 17,620. That's the key level to look out for. Amsterdam index trading in this rising channel here. As long as we stay in there, well, then we are in a bullish trend. But look at this, we have the RSI down here that is really not supporting this move up here. So if we see a break below the lower rising trend line, well, then it could spell some trouble for AEX lower. The CAC 40 also moving new all-time high today, pushing higher, and we can go to the weekly chart to see, well, 8,200 around that level. We are very close to that. We could spike up to that, but there's also room up to 8,388. That is 200% of this correction and the breakout right there. Swiss market also higher, and we also have to look at the weekly chart to see any meaningful resistance. There's no strong resistance until 12,560, but we're not moving there in one straight line. That is not going to happen. But as you can see, we have cancelled the divergence on the RSI. It seems we have no divergence on the RSI on the weekly. There is potential higher. We are testing this little spike there at the moment at 11,808. So maybe that is the resistance. That's what you sometimes see when you have these volatility over there. That can be the resistance, and they are not 100% pitch perfect. But we are in an uptrend, and I think it will break it eventually, either short term or medium term here within the next few weeks, and then we could move to 12,000 on the Swiss market. Euro dollar trading a little bit sideways, was close to test the 61.8 retracement at 109.70 yesterday, but I think we will see it trading sideways a little bit. We could still test the 109 here next couple of days. We have the 55 moving average tracking it down a little bit on the euro dollar, but we are in an uptrend, so we should see it eventually pushing higher above 110. Cable or sterling dollar. Sorry, I'm a little bit damaged from my early days in the markets. We are in an uptrend, bouncing off the 127.75, and I think we'll see a push higher above the previous peak here at 128.90 and a change. I think we will see it push higher to 130. Dollar yen. Expected to trade sideways between 146.45 and 148.15. We really need a break of this range here for a move towards 149.20 or a test of the 145.89 key support level. I think the breakout will be to the upside to 149.20, but I need confirmation of that actually to occur. Then we have Euro-Yen. Bouncing a little bit stronger. I think we'll see a move up to 61.8 retracement at 162.38, where we will have a little bit of resistance, but we could move up to 162.90, just around 163. And then if that situation is unfolding, well, then we will probably see RSI back above 60, and since there's no divergence and if we're still in a positive sentiment, we will be likely to see higher levels in the Euro-Yen. It is currently testing the upper falling trend line right there. Aussie-Yen also bouncing nicely, but I want to see it breaking above 98.20 before I say, okay, now we have resumed uptrend. I do expect it to happen. Again, this is not a trader recommendation. Nothing in here is a trader recommendation. It's just my picture, or the picture of the technical picture of the markets in general, and it is an educational piece. But 98.20, a break above that, then I think we'll see a move back to 99 levels. Sterling Yen, that bounced off the 187.86, also slightly resuming uptrend, testing the upper falling trend line here on the RSI, and I think we'll break back above it. There's no divergence on the RSI, so a push higher should be expected. Let's also look at dollar Swiss today. Still range bound, but it could be interesting. These range bound, eventually when it breaks out, it's about to be ready to move and jump on it. If you think that's something for you. 87.40 to the downside, 88.20 to the upside, and then there's potential up to 89. If it does break out to the upside, I think it'll actually push higher to above the 89, but that remains to be seen. But that's the level we are looking at. The levels we are looking at. Dollar Canada, 134.40. I know we dipped a little bit below there, but we didn't close below, and we have the 55 giving some support. We are still in this positive sentiment. But then we have the 100 moving average kind of putting a lid on there. So a little bit of battle going on, and I will actually say that keep an eye on this resistance, minor resistance, 135.25. Breakout of that could tell you a little bit about direction. Bearish breakout, well, then we are looking at 133.50 level. Going straight to metals, because a lot of action has been going on in metals, and skipping the dollar index today, not really much going on there. So what we have is gold is still a little bit in a correction phase, and we have this top and reversal pattern. We should see it a test of 21.34, possibly dipping down to the 38.2 retracement at 21.14, but it's not that convincing. And the RSI is still showing a positive sentiment, no divergence whatsoever, so indicating that we could see gold moving higher after a correction. How big the correction will be is of course up in the air, but these are at least the levels. Silver closed and broke finally above and closed finally above the 24.60 after having a couple of tries there. There's now room up to 26. That's the next key resistance. There's no divergence on the RSI, so RSI is actually supporting higher levels on silver. Also moving on to platinum, that is a little bit on the move. It has established an uptrend. It is a little bit fragile. It is not convincing, but we are above 937. Now we just need to get back above the cloud. If we can get back above the cloud, well, then there's certainly potential up to around 1,000, maybe these peaks here back in December, January. And when we're talking metals, also palladium, that has formed this, we looked at it before, this shoulder-like pattern, tested the neckline, pushing higher, testing the upper part of the cloud, so look out for that one. But I think we will break above it. then there should be room up to 1150 area, first 1128, 1160, possibly all the way also up to the December and January peaks around 1250 level. Copper also on the move yesterday, really interesting to see. And I think we need a wiggle chart really to see what's going on here. We can see actually broke above 400. No strong support resistance until the 420, 430 level in this range here, and I think we'll see that in the coming weeks and months. RSI currently on the weekly is above 40. We need to close it the week above 60. Sorry, not 40 but 60. Well, then we are in a bullish trend. That is confirmed. We are in a bullish trend on the trend indicator, so to speak. We also need on the strength. Daily also RSI above 60, no divergence, so looks a really strong move at the moment. Expect a little bit of setback, but it is in a bullish trend. Crude oil is again pushing higher above the 79, 77 resistance area. We can see it spiked above a couple of times, couldn't really hold on to it, but the underlying sentiment was bullish, with indicated by the RSI being showing a positive sentiment, and we have higher lows all the time. We just need higher highs here. If we can get a closer above here, well, then there's potential higher. 82.56 is the next level, but there will be potential up to around 85, possibly higher. More or less same picture on Brent crude oil. That is lagging a little bit, but it is pushing. It could test 84.75 key resistance here in the next couple of days. Finally, let's have a quick look at the US Treasury yields at that bounced off just above the 4%, but I think we will see it being range bound here for quite some time. We have the 100 moving average coming down, and we have the 55 coming up, kind of locking in, and I think we'll see it moving around the 420, maybe up to 425, down again to around 410 in this range here for the next week or so. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and happy trading.